is out. He is out of commission. So you have taken down 3. You don't know. They don't know how many are inside, but you know for sure you've taken out 3.
Cool.
Good start.
We did it, guys.
All right.
Yay.
So the doorway is open. You are free to do whatever you want to do now. All you see is stairs going down.
Yeah, I think I go downstairs.
You want to go downstairs? Okay.
You're going to go down the stairs.
What are the other options?
I mean, couldn't I use a spider
literally
sense?
I mean,
Ooh.
almost anything is an option. Is spider sense automatic, or is spider sense
it's a power.
It is a power. Okay.
It is.
I like your thinking, Nate. Let's do it.
Yeah, so the power is the character has an edge on initiative rolls and vigilance perception checks. Enemies have trouble on agility. Stealth checks against the character. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So wait, what is it?
The whole thing is the character has an edge on initiative rolls and vigilance checks. Enemies have trouble on agility. Stealth checks against the character's vigilance defense. The character also gains a permanent +2 bonus to their agility defense.
So notice that this says duration permanent.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a little bit different. It is a power, but you don't use it per se.
Okay.
Anytime that you have to roll, so any initiative rolls that we roll, you get an edge. So you get to re-roll one of your dice every time we do an initiative roll.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it says with an edge down below. You know, when you were looking at it earlier, I said you're the one person who gets to re-roll one of your dice. That's why, because this just works. So if this is an example. So if you were on watch, you're sitting around a campfire, you're the one who's supposed to be paying attention to everything. If I would ask you to make some kind of perception roll to see if you notice something, you would get an edge and get to re-roll.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a power, like you're not going to be able to know whether somebody's downstairs.
Okay.
In this, it's not how this is written. But it does mean that in certain circumstances, you just automatically get to re-roll one of your dice every time.
Okay.
Because you have this power. So that's anytime it says permanent, it's going to be some kind of effect like that.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Understood. Yep.
Okay. So, Spider-Man and Storm. Oh, no. Groot, you ask, what else could you do? Almost anything, because it's a role-playing game.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't eventually get into the building somehow, it's not going to go very far.
Yeah.
just leave.
I'm eventually just going to have to railroad everybody upstairs to get beat up on the ceiling. But literally, like, I mean, there are mechanics in the game for you to like for people to break through walls, break through ceilings. So theoretically, you could decide not to go through the door and try to rip open the ceiling, but I would have to figure out how hard that was. And I will just tell you right now, that's probably going to be pretty hard, because it's not going to be the cannon fodder of these guys that keep yelling Hail Hydra out the window every so often.
I think Groot is concerned about the potential harm that these people are in. So I think he goes downstairs.
Okay. All right. Spider-Man.
Yes. I'll follow him.
Following Groot and Storm.
I'll bring up the rear.
All right. Sweet. So you go down the stairs and you find.
That's so cool.
All right. So you walk down the stairs. If anybody's curious, I'm using Photoshop to do this.
I'm super impressed with that, by the way.
There are role-playing systems, like there are online systems to help you do things like this, but I needed something fast and that I knew how to use already. So anyway, you walk down the stairs and here is what you see. So there is a hallway going to the right and there's a hallway going straight forward. And where you see the number 15, those are actually elevators going up and down.
Okay.
So let's see.
And what's 5?
5 is
there you go.
Office.
Okay. So you can see down the hall there are several doors, several doorways. It's pretty obvious they have little windows. You can tell there's some kind of little offices.
And then the other ones, the across the hall from the 5, those are also doors.
Yeah. Do you see the you see
doors.
the brown?
Mm-hmm.
The brown is doors. The blue is like a window. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if you come down the stairs straight ahead, there's a pair of double doors. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Making sure everybody is on the same track with us.
Mm-hmm.
So, so that's where we are. Let's see. I'm going to go with, since this is not a fight, I'm just going to go in the order you guys are currently in. And I'll let Spider-Man decide what he wants to do first.
Probably the double doors at the end.
Going to go for the double doors at the end. Give me one moment, please. So you walk through the double doors, and you're not sure exactly what kind of. Well, actually, Miles, go ahead. This is an opportunity. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me. Just roll a 3d6.
Hey, I got a 1 on the Marvel die.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I did.
Well,
So
that is fantastic. So no matter what, and go ahead and add that as a 6.
Okay.
And add your other dice.
Okay.
So this is where your 1 is actually a 6.
Okay. So 6.
And in this instance, I am going to let you re-roll 1 die.
Okay. So I'll re-roll this one because that was a 1. Okay. So 6, 6, and 5. That was a good roll. So yeah, I got 17.
17, and let's see, where is Spider-Man? Oh man, I did something bad. Not really.
Ricky, you bad boy. Hey, does anyone remember how many hostages they claim to have?
We don't
They
know.
never
I don't
said.
think.
They never said how many.
No one has said. They just said they
We
have hostages. And the police weren't sure how many people were in the building, and they have never said how many hostages there were.
How much time has elapsed? Like, how much time to the end of the hour now?
You probably have like 5 minutes.
Right
It'll be
on.
fine. It'll be fine.
It'll be totally fine.
What's the worst that could happen?
We lose somebody.
Okay, so I'm going to use your logic modifier. So you rolled a what?
I rolled a 17.
17 plus a 9. So that's 26.
Mm-hmm.
So you definitely know what this room is. This is the research lab. Okay. Now, as you enter the research lab, you're going to notice a lot of things. Actually, that perception check was absolutely just to know whether or not you knew what room this was. The first thing you notice is there are 6 Hydra agents in this room.
Oh, great.
The next thing you notice is that the alarms in the building are now going off.
Fun.
The other thing that you notice is that there are 2 people huddled in the corner with their hands tied behind their backs, both in lab coats.
Oh, okay.
They seem really, really scared, but a little confused. And then 2 of the Hydra agents are on computers, actively typing away on computers. The other 4 are kind of standing around. One is standing right above the 2 hostages.
Okay.
The other 3 are just kind of in the room with their guns, kind of at their ready, but they don't seem to be doing anything other than just making sure nothing bad happens.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys just walked through the door. What do you do? Actually, at this point, since you walked through the door, we probably need to just go ahead and roll initiative.
Okay.
So everybody roll 3d6.
13.
Yeah,
10.
I got 14.
10 for me.
And add your modifier.
So that's 7.
And
Which
Spider-Man,
modifier?
you get your initiative modifier. And if you have an edge, that means you can roll another extra one of your. You can re-roll one of your dice.
I'm gonna re-roll this one. Hey, let's go. That actually worked out. So I have 22.
21.
14.
Okay, one moment. That's with your modifier?
Yeah, I got 2 2s and a 6.
Wow. And you don't have an edge?
No.
Aw.
Okay.
Poor thing.
Okay, so
It would say, right?
it would say initiative modifier. It'll say plus something with an edge.
No, just +4.
Okay.
No,
so give me your numbers again.
I got 22.
Okay. Storm.
14.
And Storm. What was your roll? Your total?
Oh, 21.
So Spider-Man's 22. And nobody rolled a 1 on the Marvel die.
No.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to move some things around. It will help me. So Spider-Man, you're going first.
Okay.
Ashley is going second. Then the bad guys get to go.
Okay.
Then Danley. And this is where the narrator can make this decision. And this is the decision I make because it makes life easier as the narrator. I just roll initiative one time for all the bad guys in the room. Rather than rolling initiative for each individual bad guy. That is the other option. So in this case, they actually rolled just barely above Groot. So they will get to go before Groot does.
Okay.
So you guys are actually going to get shot at or something. Well, I assume.
Great.
I mean, there is a slight possibility one of you manages to do something amazing in this room and knock all 6 of them out. I just don't know what that would be right offhand. So let's go for it. Spider-Man, what are you do? What's your move? And I will say, let's see here. Spider-Man, what is your actual move? How many spaces?
My move is 6 spaces.
6 spaces. Okay, I am going to zoom in on this since this is our focus. I'm going to zoom in on this room a little bit. Okay, so each of the squares is a space.
Okay.
So when you guys look at the people are, as you open the double doors, the hostages are straight across from the double doors against the wall. Okay. The 2 people that are working on the computers are on the south wall. And the other 3 are just kind of just on the north side of those 3 glowing 3D balls.
Okay. So say it again, the 3 of them are by the 3D balls, and where are the other 2?
The other 2 are on they're at the computers that are at the very south side of the map right now.
You can't use your cursor to like move it, can you? Where you can see.
Oh, can you? Can I? You can see my cursor. Yeah.
Yep. I can see.
So there's one guy here. There's one guy here.
Okay.
The hostages are up here. And then there's 3 right here.
Okay.
So 1, 2, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So at least 2 of the guys are going to be within physical reach. You guys could get to them because I think all of you have a move of at least 6.
Yeah, I have 12.
You have 12? Okay, 12. Let's look at 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You can't quite reach this back wall. You can't see this dark gray line.
Yeah,
that's about as far as you can get into the room. So you can't reach these guys. But you could definitely reach all 4. You could reach all 3 of these guys and the guy holding the hostage, Groot. Ashley, what's your move?
The number, you mean?
Yeah.
Or
spaces. How many spaces?
Is that that's just the number on the dice, right?
No, your speed on your character sheet.
Flight speed. Speed. 27 or 5 spaces.
5 spaces. And
yes.
What's your flight speed?
81 spaces.
81.
Oh, holy cow. Okay. Yep. So if you flew, you could reach anywhere in this room. You can reach any of the 6.
Could I swing in this room technically?
That's a good question.
I'll allow it. I'll say it's a high ceiling.
Because that's 13 spaces.
13 spaces. Okay, mm-hmm. So you also can't quite reach these 2 that are back here, but at that point you can reach any of the other 4 to physically. Now, what you can do, this is the thing, you can move and have your attack both.
Oh, okay.
Okay. A move is an easy action.
Okay.
So you can move and attack both. So that being said, you can go up to them. You can get as close as you can get. Like, so for like Groot, he could reach any of the 4 at the front, but he can't reach these 2. Ashley could reach any of the 6. And what's your move? How many spaces did you say? 13?
13.
Maybe Nate? Mm-hmm. So you still can't. So Storm is the only one that can reach these 2.
The hostages? Or
no.
The 2
on the computer. You're the only 2 you're the only one that could reach the 2 on the computer.
Yeah.
Everybody else can get to all of the other ones. Keep in mind, some of you do have ranged attacks, so you might not need to move that far.
Quick question. You said that using perception, Spider-Man knows what this stuff is.
He's really smart, and he knew this was the research lab.
Okay.
He knows those are computers. He might not know the intricacies of what they're doing in this research lab.
Got it.
And actually, did you roll a 1?
No.
No, BB Nate, when you rolled your perception earlier, did you roll a 1 on the Marvel die?
I did, yes.
Okay. So you actually even kind of know what they're doing in this lab.
Okay.
That they have been, they have been receiving information from extraterrestrial beings and are investigating whether that information is true.
Okay.
Whether that's helpful to you at all in this game, you actually do know that. Now, whether you explain that to the other players is completely up to you. You do have 6 Hydra agents sitting in front of you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll just stop and tell them all what's going on. Yeah.
Yes. Now, talking is a free action, by the way. You can monologue at any moment.
At any moment. I do think I will tell them, though. Keep them updated.
Okay. So you're going to tell them that. So tell them what you're going to tell them.
Oh, okay. I think that this is really just what they're doing is getting information from extraterrestrial sources and trying to decipher whether it's real or not, just so that y'all know what's going on. Yeah.
So what you don't know is you don't know why Hydra would be interested.
Mm-hmm.
You just know that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
All right. So now everybody's rolled initiative. BB Nate, what are you going to do?
I am going to, so I can move, swing, and everything. I'm going to go to one of the people, the center of the 3D balls. I'll attack that guy. I'll move and attack him, and actually, I'll use the spider strike to go against 2 people this time.
Okay, so you're going to attack the 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say right, left, center again.
Okay.
So, and I'm going to go right, left, center. We're just going to say the balls are basically representing them for right now.
Okay.
So are you going to go center right or are you going to go center left?
Let's do center right.
Center right. Okay. So, let's see. And read me that again. Am I agility? Is it agility? Or is this the one that wasn't? Go ahead and read me the spider strike again.
Okay. The character splits their attack to make 2 fight attacks at 1 enemy or 1 fight attack at 2 enemies. If an attack is a success, the enemy takes half fight health bashing damage. If an attack is a fantastic success, the enemy takes half fight health bashing damage and is paralyzed by webbing. After the attacks, the character may run, jump, or climb at half speed for free.
Okay. Well, if you're going to run over to them, you have already used up your move, so you won't have a move after that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when it says you can move at half speed after that,
mm-hmm.
that implies that you were already standing in front of them.
Got it.
In this instance, I'm going to say you've already used your move. So once you punch them, you're done. You're not going to be able to move any further.
Okay.
Okay. So this one is going to be might against agility. So roll 3d6.
Hey, I got a 1 on the marble die.
Yeah, you're good at that. That's
I also got snake eyes on the other ones, so I'm gonna re-roll. Can I re-roll?
You can re-roll
one of them.
Oh, let's see. In this instance, this isn't an initiative.
No.
So, does it say that you have an edge with this? Do you have any other powers that give you an extra edge when fighting?
I don't think so. I'm not 100%.
Okay, so that means
I do
you
have combat reflexes and combat trickery.
Okay,
let me check out what those are.
Check out combat reflexes. That might actually give you an edge.
The character has an additional reaction each turn.
Okay, no.
And we also have combat trickery. Oh, that's awesome. Combat trickery is once per battle. When attacking, the character can turn the marble die into a 1. But that doesn't matter in this situation.
You could just turn the marble die into a 1?
I do have that ability. Once per battle. That is the best. That is the best power I've ever heard. That is
awesome. My goodness.
Okay. Yeah, talk about overpowered.
Oh my goodness. That is awesome. All right. So okay, so you rolled a 1 on the marble die, so count that as a 6.
Okay.
So add up your dice and your might modifier and tell me what you got.
Plus might modifier 12. Okay, so so yeah, that's wait, I figured that out wrong.
This is where I say
20.
This game is a little crunchy. So
yeah,
you
so
rolled
a 20.
A 20, and he only got a 14. So they only got a 14. So you definitely hit both of them. They are both going to take half damage. Actually, no, I'm sorry. You need to roll again because you roll for each one.
Oh, okay.
Correct?
I guess.
Read it again. Read it again.
So read what? The Spy Strike? Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if you roll twice or if I roll twice.
Character splits their attack to make 2 fight attacks at 1 enemy or 1 fight attack at 2 enemies.
Okay, so since it says 2 fight attacks, I'm going to interpret that as you have to roll twice.
Okay.
So your roll, you definitely hit one of them, and you hit them with a Marvel die. So something extra will happen there.
Okay, so let me re-roll the other one. Hey, I got 616. I don't know how.
Did you really?
I did.
That's great.
Great.
Woohoo!
Hey, change it to a 1.
That's cool. That's cool.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna say. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay, so that's
and roll your damage. Add your fight damage modifier. So, what's your fight damage?
My fight damage would be it's that plus 14 plus 7, so 21. So that would be 13 plus 21. That would be 34.
So 34. So half of 34 is 17. Okay, they're both taken care of. But because you rolled a 616, I'm going to do something just a little weird. So you definitely knocked the one out. He's gone. The second one, you hit so hard, he is going to literally slam into the third.
Oh, that's great.
I would like you to roll damage.
Okay. I'll just change this to a 1. Just kidding. So I got a 6, a 5, and a 3. So yeah, 6, 5, 3. So 14, and then what do I add to that? Damage,
14 plus
14
your
7, so 21.
whatever your damage.
So 14.
I'm just gonna. Actually, you know what? 14's enough. Don't worry about it.
35.
All right. So you actually knocked out all 3 of the guys in the center.
Okay.
So there is still 1 standing over the hostages, and there is still 2 over by the computers in the corner. Storm, you're up.
So I'm the only one that can reach the. Do you say there are 2 or 3 by the computers? I forget. Sorry.
There's 2 by the computers, 1 by the hostages.
I do have, just real quick, extended reach 2, which is my character's reach is 10 times normal. So in theory, could I move 12 spaces? Normal? Yeah.
Well, let's see what normal reach is. There actually is a chart for that.
Hey.
Cool.
Imagine that. There's a chart for that. I have to find it. And the reason there's a chart for that is because Rocket is a small character. And Rocket is actually harder to hit because he's small. But it also means he can't reach as far. Let's see. That's attack modifier. 1 moment, please. That's going to be my cue to make an edit.
It's a good call.
Reach. You are average. So your reach is 5. So I believe that's
50.
1 space.
Oh, okay.
Well, 5 is I believe it's supposed to be 5 feet.
So 1 space. That makes sense.
1 space. So you can do 10 spaces. So yeah, actually you could.
I have 22 essentially.
Yeah, if you needed to, you could get far enough and then actually still reach them in the corner.
Cool. So Ashley, it's your turn. I just wanted to answer that question because I was curious.
Yeah.
No, good, great question. That is the thing. It is hard for me to know every little thing about every one of the heroes. But the more I learn, the better the game will be.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible to, I guess, based on spaces or this, all that jazz, is it possible to fly to the hostages and then fly them out, or can I only do one of those?
Now that's a great question. Let's see. Go to your group. Okay, so first of all, most people can only pick up something their own size or smaller.
Mm-hmm.
However, you have that group flight ability.
Yeah.
Go read the group flight ability.
For every rank the character has, they can hoist one ally into the air and make them fly on the wind. The combined flight speed of the group is half the character's, and all affected allies must remain within 10 feet times the character's rank. The character controls each ally's speed and position during the character's turn, but can release any or all allies at any time.
Okay, so I'm not sure I got all of that. So if you pick somebody up,
mm-hmm.
Are you then limited to their range? To their movement? Because in this instance, we actually would be rolling some stuff or measuring some stuff.
I'm not really sure the way it says the flight speed is the combined flight speed is half the characters, and everybody affected.
The combined flight speed is half of the character, so that would probably be your character,
right?
So whatever your current what's your current flight speed?
405. 81 spaces.
81 spaces. Okay. So half the flight speed. Mm-hmm. So 40 spaces, basically.
0.5. But yeah.
So if you're at the door, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and they're right here. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna allow it. Because I think you could, we're kind of splitting hairs, and the narrator can just decide. So, however, here's what I am going to say. Once you pick them up, you're not going to be able to take them any further than this first elevator. Okay. Because technically you have to fly over here, so you're going to lose part of your flight movement. So you're going to lose 13 of your 13 of your 81. So that's going to be 68. And then you can only have half of that. So 20.
No, 34 of 68.
68 is 34. Okay, now you can fly further.
I could get further than that.
You can get further than that. Okay.
Coach, let's go.
So it's 13 to there. So there's 13. We'll figure out how far you want to go after that.
Okay.
I'll let you. So you can definitely get them out of there and into anywhere in this hallway you want to get them.
Cool.
I'm not going to count squares, but I'm going to say probably this 5 is as far as you can get. Some, like, the stairs is probably too small for you to fly a group of people through.
Mm-hmm.
Are you good with that reasoning? Yeah. Okay. So
let's do that.
Okay.
Fly.
And does it say it's automatic, or does it say that you need to roll anything to be successful?
I don't think so. The character can no. I don't see anything about. Of course, I'm also a newbie, so I don't know. But it doesn't look like it's me.
Well, I tell you what, I am going to make you roll something just to make sure, since it's a little complicated. You have to get over there past somebody who has a gun, get them out. So what I'm going to do is let's roll agility for you.
Okay.
So roll 3d6 plus your agility modifier.
12 plus 11, so 23.
23.
23.
And in this instance, I am going to use a rule. There are modifiers to tasks. I mentioned this earlier. And there's actually all right. I'm going to say you were successful.
Yay.
I am going to say you're successful on this. And because I basically had to just make up numbers. So where are you going to take them?
I want to take, how many offices are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to put them in the middle office for safety.
All right. So you're wanting to put them in the middle office. So in this instance, I am going to say you are going to get interrupted. When you reach the elevators, the elevator doors are going to open, and you are going to see 3. Let's see. Actually, no, you're not, because Rocket's not back.
Rocket.
So, you're going to never mind. This is kind of a weird deal where give me just a moment to find that room. That one right there?
Yes.
All right. So little office. You're going to put them in the office?
Yep, for safe.
All right. So they are now in the office. And you are out here. So Groot, no, actually, they are up. The agents are up. Now, the agents only have Groot and Spider-Man, but they do have ranged attacks.
And there's 2 left, right, in the room?
There's 3 left in the room.
Okay.
Good luck, boys.
All right.
Just gonna leave. I did my good work. Bye.
We good. Peace out.
All right. So all right. So the one in the corner where the hostages were is going to attempt to shoot at Groot. And so they are going to roll not very well.
Hey.
Also, I have healing.
And Groot, you need to roll for agility. Okay. So roll your.
All right, I got 12.
12 plus whatever your agility is.
I rolled a 6 on the Marvel die. That doesn't matter, right?
No, only if it's a 1.
All right, so I got 12, and agility is plus 11. That's 23.
23. He definitely missed you. The bullet missed you and shot out through the open door and pinged off of the elevator. So now let's see. The 2 sitting at the computers definitely now know what's going on. And they see Spider-Man first. So the one on the right is going to try to shoot at Spider-Man. So roll an agility for me.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. 5, 3, and 4. So I got 13 plus
your agility modifier.
14. So 13 plus 14, that's 20. 7.
All right, the first one missed you.
And I also have spider dodge as a power.
Okay, what's that do for you?
It's the enemy has trouble on their attack. If the attack misses, the character can leap in any direction at their jump speed.
Okay. Is it passive?
It's the action is reaction.
Reaction. Okay.
Trigger an enemy rolls to attack versus a character's agility defense.
Oh, okay. So it would trigger. So technically, I would have, because it's a. Okay, so reaction. This is I shot at you. This kicks in because I shot at you.
Mm-hmm.
It said it gave me a. Read it again. That last sentence.
Enemy has trouble on their attack. If the attack misses, the
enemy has trouble. Okay, that's the key. Enemy has trouble. If you have trouble, that actually means that you don't get to roll things again if you had the opportunity.
Okay.
So if you have an edge, which means you get to re-roll a die, but for whatever reason there's trouble, then you don't get to re-roll that die.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So in this instance, if I had an edge, which I don't, I wouldn't be able to re-roll my die because you gave me trouble.
Okay.
So in this instance, I missed anyway, so it doesn't matter. So I'm going to go ahead and roll again because I'm shooting at you again from somebody else.
Okay, so that's 15, and then agility, so 15 plus 14, that is 26.
I definitely missed again. All right, so they definitely both missed, and Groot, you are up. What do you want to do? There are still three agents in the room, and apparently they're bad shots. One is over here in the corner, 2 are over here by the computers.
I want to move to the computers, which is 12 spaces.
So you're going to move 12 spaces, which is somewhere around here-ish, somewhere around the number 14.
And then using extended reach, which gets me 10 more.
Which I'm just going to say that's plenty.
Okay. I want to use quick toss, which
I get
to toss a person like a toy.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Super strength. I get the character grabs or begins their turn on a grabbing. Yeah, that's instant. Character throws the grab character at another target, so I get to target someone else. The range is determined by the level of the character's mighty power and the grabbed character's size. The character
these are average sized.
Okay. The character make a range attacks against the target. This inflicts fight physical bashing damage on the thrown character who falls prone within 5 feet of the target. If the attack is a success, the target takes fight physical bashing damage 2. If the attack is fantastic success, the target is knocked prone as well.
Okay.
I know that's a lot.
That is a lot. So give me a moment.
Yep.
Because there's something I need to find. And I kind of know where it is. Okay, it's agility. Okay, so Groot, this is going to be agility.
Okay.
Okay, read that to me again.
The character throws the grabbed character at another target. The range is determined by the level of the character's mighty power and the grabbed character's size.
Okay.
And the character makes a ranged attack against the target. This inflicts. Good.
All right. So ranged attack. So let's start there. This one's multifaceted. So let's start there. Ranged attack means you're going to roll agility. So roll your 3d6, and I'll roll my 3d6.
Ooh. Look at what I got.
You got 6.
What did you get?
6. Double 6 and the 1.
Hey.
Is it a Marvel one?
Woo.
No.
Oh.
I just realized it's not. The 6 I rolled is on the Marvel roll. But that's still good.
That's a good roll. Okay, so All right, so that plus your agility modifier.
So that's 13 plus my agility modifier is 11, which gives me 24.
24. And 9, 10, 11. And 11, 15 against 15. So, okay. So you are successful at the first step. So what does it say after that?
Let's see. The character makes a ranged attack against the target. This inflicts fight damage on the thrown character. Go ahead.
Okay, so let's go ahead and roll your fight damage. So what's your fight damage?
Is that might?
No, down below.
I get it. Fight damage is 3d6 plus 28 plus 8.
Okay, so roll. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Go ahead and roll your fight damage.
All right. It's not a great roll, but
still win.
It doesn't have to be.
You don't have to roll anything.
Yeah. I got 9 plus 28 plus 8.
Yes,
okay.
You're fine.
Yeah. You definitely have grabbed him and he is out. So
Excellent.
he is out of commission, and now you're about to throw him at somebody.
Yep.
So read the next part of that.
If the attack is a success, the target takes physical damage 2. Who falls prone within 5 feet if the attack is. I think it's just. I don't see where it says roll again.
Okay. So how far are you just going to throw him at the guy next to him?
That's what I was going to do, or throw him out the window.
Okay.
Yeah, I think against the other guy.
Yeah, throw him against. If you're just going to throw him against the other guy, you were successful. Let's go ahead and roll one more time.
Okay.
This is for the throw. This will be agility again.
Okay. So this was a good roll. Oh, let's see. That's 13. So agility, I do. I missed my page. Agility is plus 11, so 13 plus 11. 24.
Okay. So he actually rolled a 1 on the Marvel die.
Oh.
But you do so much damage that I'm not even going to count it. So they are both out of commission. There is one guy left. And before we go any further, do we know if Rocket is going to join us?
Let me see.
It actually isn't.
No. It doesn't look like it.
Okay. Well, Rocket was fun while he lasted.
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
He's stuck arguing with the negotiator downstairs.
Okay. Well,
that makes sense.
I'll cut that out of the podcast. Okay. So all right. So there is one guy left in the room.
Mm-hmm.
It is time for everyone to roll initiative again.
Okay. Hey, I got a 1 on the Marvel die.
Good grief! Are you I'm pretty sure yours is rigged.
And I can re-roll in this one too because it's initiative. Hey, all right.
Wow.
So, who knew that Miles Morales was so overpowered?
Well, I'll almost guarantee you're all going to move before him. All right, so BB Nate, you're going to get an extra move before everybody else.
Okay.
So, but what's everybody's initiative so I can put you in order?
And that 1 counts as a 6, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that is
15.
15. Okay.
12, and then 20 with the initiative modifier.
Oh,
yeah. I only care about the modifier.
You only care about the number?
I only care about the whole number.
Okay. I
The
forgot
whole
to add
number. 20.
Yeah. The only time it matters is if you roll the only other time any of the dice matter to me is if the Marvel die is a 1.
Gotcha.
I got 25.
I'm 19.
So 25, 19, and what did you have, Ashley?
20.
Okay, so you're still in the right order for me.
Okay.
Yay.
Okay. And you're definitely all moving before he does. So, and BB Nate gets an extra move before his actual move. So, and I can pretty much guarantee you, whatever he does, you're probably this guy's probably gonna be out. So, what you gonna do, BB Nate?
Let's try the Venom Blast. Might as well.
Venom Blast. I didn't even know that one was a thing.
It's his electricity punch thing.
I don't know enough about the Miles Morales Spider-Man, obviously.
Thankfully, I do. I've read a few of the comics, played the game, watched the movie, of course. So I know an okay amount. But the Venom Blast, the character makes an agility ranged attack. If the attack is a success, enemy is dealt ranged physical energy damage. If the attack is a fantastic success and the enemy suffers at least 1 point of damage, the enemy is also stunned.
All right. So, all right, Spider-Man, roll this is going to be agility.
Okay.
So when you roll your 3d6, you're going to add your agility modifier.
Okay.
Instead of might.
I got another 1 on the Marvel die. I don't know why. I don't know why. So that counts as a 6, right? But it's technically not a 6 because so does that count as a 6, like a roll 6? Because if so, then it's another 616.
If you're adding what?
That technically counts as a 616.
No. Okay,
it doesn't. Okay, that's what I was asking.
So let me clarify. If you roll a 1 on the Marvel die and you're adding up numbers, the Marvel die is a 6. Okay. The only way 616 matters is if you have 6s on the other dice and a 1 on the Marvel die. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So 616 is only, 6, 1. The red is my Marvel die. The red is my Marvel die.
Yay.
You got it.
Okay.
So that is the only way that a 616 counts. Any variation from this isn't a 616.
Got it.
But you still might have something cool happen because you rolled a 1 on the Marvel die.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
add everything.
Add everything up and tell me what you got.
27.
27. Let's see. 11, 14, 18. You definitely hit him. And your ranged what's your ranged damage?
It's 14 plus 7, so 21. So that would be.
So roll. You got to roll again.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, 6, 5. So that's 33.
33. He is out. He is definitely out. Okay, so that is the last of the guys in this room. And I want to ask you a question before we go any further, because I don't know how long the rest of this will take. We've been playing for 2.5 hours, give or take. Do you guys want to keep playing for 30 more well, okay. The next step is going to be a bigger fight than you've had. Do we want to wait and have that bigger fight at another date, on another date? Or do we want to start?
I think it'd be a good idea to do the bigger fight with Rocket.
I agree. I think it would be better to delay that.
Okay.
Same.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to stop us right here.
Okay.
Because the next step of the game is going to be a little bigger fight than we've had so far. But while I have you here, give me kind of what are your first impressions of the game so far? Now, obviously, you guys have wiped these guys out super fast because now here's what I didn't tell you guys. Their health is 5. So as long as you did 5 damage, they were out. And technically, because of how much damage you guys do, they're probably technically dead. But
yeah.
But,
yes,
there is a mechanic. For those who are interested, there is a mechanic written into the rules that says the heroes can choose up front whether they're going to pull their punches, meaning they still roll full damage, but they're only going to do enough damage to knock them out, not kill them.
Yeah.
So that's a mechanic you can play into the game. But if we were playing, high elven D&D, and being just murder hobos, they would all be dead.
Murder hobo.
Yes,
love that.
Love it.
That's a D&D term that gets thrown around from time to time.
That's awesome.
Yes. Do you want your group to be murder hobos, or do you actually want to have a fun game? But that being said, they were super easy to beat. I know. The next step is going to be much more interesting fighting. But this kind of gave you a taste of the mechanics and what kind of things you need to know about your powers so that we can play the game more easily.
Mm-hmm.
But what did you think so far? Give me let's start with Ashley. What are your thoughts so far?
The newbie. No, it's fun.
Have you first? Let's give you a little background. Tell us, what kind of background have you had with role-playing games, if any?
0. My claim to fame is I know this is not role-playing, but this tells you how limited my entire game playing is, other than board games. I had a Game Boy Color in the late 90s.
That's it.
It was purple. That's all I got. So this is cool because I've heard I have friends who do D&D and stuff, but I never know how it works. And I've watched Big Bang Theory enough to be minimal dangerous, but but this is fun because I get to play with you guys and learn at the same time, and it is cool to get to learn more about the powers, and it definitely makes more sense, I think, as we're starting to get into it. So I'm enjoying it so far.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Miles Morales, tell us what you thought. BB Nate.
I really enjoy it. It's simple enough that once you get the hang of it, you can move pretty quickly and understand it. And I think it's fun. I like the system that they use, the 3D6 system. Very simple and easy to transport if you're wanting to just go over to another place or traveling and you just want to play around with a few people and you have nothing else to do. It's really easy. You just need some 3 dice in the rule book. So that's what's nice about it, I think. So,
How about Groot?
Yeah, I love it. I kind of like Ashley said, I haven't done this too much. I've played Journey Through Middle Earth, which is a board game RPG.
I really want to play that.
It is fun, but this to me offers more creative control. Where it's not because the Journey Through Middle Earth is really great, especially for new people, because there's a program that goes with it, a computer program that it kind of walks you through. Do you want to attack? Do you want to run? Whatever. But this one, I could, in theory, go find some soil as Groot. I like that. I like the creative, being a character. I really enjoying this, so it's fun.
Yeah, there. And Nate, tell us. Dan was just kind of giving us his background of role playing game is minimal. So what kind of role playing game background have you had?
Very little. I've played some of Star Wars: Edge of the Empire tabletop RPG. That's a lot of fun. That does give you a lot of creative freedom, as does this game. But I feel like this one is a little bit more. You get to do more stuff because that one, while the main campaign that they gave you just felt very limited to where you were at, this one gives you just the ability to do whatever you want in the building, in the area. So I really like that.
Cool. Go ahead.
Just real quick, good job, Ricky, for putting this together.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Ricky.
Great.
Oh, this was a blast. I feel so scattered, but it was really, really fun. I feel like the system it's a little crunchy, meaning there's a lot of numbers to add up. It's not as bad as I think I thought it was when I was reading it. Sometimes you have to play it to kind of get a grasp of everything. It still feels just a little crunchy for me. There's a few too many numbers to hunt down in different places, but it's not too bad. I think it will grow on me. This is a play test, so expect things will change a little bit. So if you're listening or watching right now and you go, well, that's not how the game works. Well, it's probably because it's changed, or I didn't understand a mechanic because the book was a little vague. Or I just made something up because it wasn't in the book at all, which actually has happened a couple of times. And Danley, you talked about how open-ended it is, and Nate mentioned how open-ended it is. Theoretically, when we started this campaign, I said you guys were at the Avengers Mansion. What do you want to do?
No, like, I know.
I gave you you freedom.
So much we could have.
Oh, I know. I gave you guys some freedom, which is good. But like, if you had decided to walk out onto the streets of New York, I would have had to come up with a different way to get you into the scenario.
Yeah.
That is one of those things as the narrator, I have to kind of be prepared for what you're going to do. Another thing was, in this particular scenario, there was supposed to be three Hydra agents for each of you. Okay. Now that's why I told Ashley she was going to run into some. And then I said, oh, no, you're not, because Rocket's not here. Because you guys had already seen all 9 for the 3 of you.
Okay.
I mean, I could have still thrown it in there, and it's not like it was going to stop you guys at all.
Lightning barrage, go.
You guys could have beaten another 15 of them and not even flinch. Go ahead.
I was going to say, by the way, I heard from Rocket. He just texted me. He said, how many hostages has Ashley let die?
Wow. Feeling so much love there.
Wow.
Yeah. Rescued.
Yeah, you did. You rescued him, and he'll be back for the next episode.
I will find Rocket.
So, but it is super open-ended. Like I mentioned earlier, like there are rules for like bashing through walls and things. Groot could have just simply decided not to go down the stairs, and I would have had to figure out all the roles for him to rip open the ceiling. Now, you guys did one thing. I had always intended for for this to be the room that the hostages were in, because it makes sense. You guys definitely jumped to the end.
Yes.
Which it was fine and it worked out. But I could have had you guys explore the first floor and the second floor, and I'd have had just random Hydra agents popping up every once in a while until you got to this room. But I think it was funny. I prepped everything, and you guys basically just walked to this room. But that is the life of the narrator, of the game master, dungeon master, whatever. Any plan that you have is unlikely to survive the first contact with the players. So and I'm perfectly fine with that. It was absolutely a joy working with all of you. Even Groot, or even Rocket, even though he couldn't be with us very long. So before we go, why don't you just real quick go around and tell us again who you are and where people can find you.
I'm BB Nate from Tatooine Sons, and you can find me anywhere you listen to the podcast. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter at Tatooine Sons, SONS, and at TatooineSons.com.
You can find me with Fangirling Over Jesus. You can go to fangirlingoverjesus.com, search Fangirling Over Jesus on Spotify, Anchor FM, Apple, and then Instagram and Facebook. And check out our Patreon if you go to our website.
I'm Dan Gibson. You can find me on my website that I made, baconoffice.com. It just redirects to our podcast page, but I thought it was a really good website that people wouldn't forget.
That's awesome. And I am Ricky Pope with Christian Nerds Unite, and it has been a joy having everybody on this show. Thank you all very much. And we will be back for part 2.